Good evening, I'm Lushari Nunez and you're watching Waka News. Breaking news, affordable housing is now illegal. House prices and conditions are getting out of hand. Our reporter Aguada Smith is out in the wild at different scenes around Denver. Can you give us some more details, Smith?
Of course, I'm Lushari Nunez. I'm here on 10th and Xavier Street with a clear representation of one of the problems we will be talking about in this report.
To begin, back in 1968, people of color experienced extreme segregation when buying and renting. There were many attempts in making laws that made housing more fair, but it wasn't until 1968 when the Fair Housing Act was passed. The act said that there should be no discrimination when renting, buying, or selling based on race, religion, national origin, sex, handicap, and family status. Recently, the 2023 census shows that white non-Hispanics make up about 73% of homeownership. Black people make up 46%, and Hispanic Americans make 49%. Moving on, interest rates is another part where there's disproportion. According to a study performed in Denver, Houston, and Phoenix, it was shown that Hispanics tend to pay higher interest rates on mortgage loans than whites do. This is because most Hispanics are first-time buyers, meaning that they can't rely on gained house equity, but rather just pay the down payment. To solve this issue, there already exists the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. However, more funding is necessary for the department to be more effective. The HUD looks at cases submitted by individuals who feel there was a violation when purchasing a house. Making sure to document every interaction with the broker is crucial. Some examples of the language they may use is, "I don't think you would be at home in this neighborhood," or "I feel you would be happier in this neighborhood." This is probably one of the biggest problems that the US is facing right now. Historically important neighborhoods are being rebuilt into newer, wealthier ones. Some people may say, well, isn't it a good thing that they're replacing all of these old buildings with more aesthetically pleasing ones? Well, yes, to an extent, but it's the way that they are leaving people without a home that is becoming the issue. Zoning laws are also strict in the way that apartments have multiple races living in them while people occupy the bigger, larger homes. One proposed solution is to change zoning laws to allow for higher density development in urban areas. For example, in Singapore, they implemented affordable housing with strategic urban planners that created houses for 80% of the population. Another solution is to use abandoned buildings or unused land. In California, HomeKey set aside $1.4 billion to help local agencies buy unused properties like hotels, motels, and school lots, and they turned them into affordable housing. The project was actually very successful in creating over 8,000 houses for people. We actually went to visit a couple sites all around Denver, and we found an abandoned hospital which could be put into much better use. As of 2024, houses are really expensive. If you go on Zillow, you will find a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house for over $1 million. Inventory to be normal or balanced, the market needs 5 to 6 months of housing supply. According to the National Association of Realtors, the supplies of homes for sale in the U.S. reached a low record of 3 months of housing supply. Mortgages also do play a big role into this, but it gets a little bit technical to get into that. To solve the problem, we can take a look at Malaysia, which is one of the places with affordable housing, but recently their prices have started to go up since they began importing other materials outside of the country. In the United States, we have imported over $3 billion worth of cement, concrete, and artificial stone in just 2022. So definitely looking at other options to build the houses that are local can be beneficial. Before the 1980s,
it was possible for a young person to graduate from high school, find a job that was a full-time 40-hour-a-week job with benefits that paid them enough for them to be able to buy a home.
Houses and wages are obviously not as proportional today than they were in the 1980s, so increasing wages could be a solution, although there are factors to consider when we do this.
Thank you for that report, Smith. We will continue to provide updates on this issue as more information becomes available. Stay tuned to Waka News for the latest updates in this breaking news story. I'm Lushari Nunez, and this has been a special report. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.